Google Forms is a free online tool that can be used to collect and organize assessment data throughout the online learning cycle. Customized multimedia forms can be created to assess student knowledge at different times of learning, including in pre-training modules as well as regular practice. The variety of question types can encourage learners to use different types of thinking skills, including problem solving and metacognition. Ultimately, learner assessment data can be collected and analyzed to inform instruction, correct misconceptions, and support student learning with feedback. In relation to learning theories, forms can be connected to ARC's model of motivational design, connectivism, and social development theory. With ARCs, the customized multimedia forms encourage learners to stay attentive and interact with relevant content. Furthermore, there are opportunities for regular assessment and timely feedback throughout the learning process. Forms can also help to build confidence and satisfaction in learners. Learners are able to continuously acquire and build their knowledge when using Google Forms on the internet, which links to the connectivist learning theory. Finally, for the social development theory, the instructor or teacher acts as the more knowledgeable other, which allows students to build their knowledge in different content areas while using the teacher-created Google Forms. In regards to instructional design principles, Forms connects to the multimedia, learner control, pre-training, practice, segmenting, and thinking skills principles. The design of a Google form clearly meets the multimedia principle by Clark and Mayer, as images and text can be used to improve comprehension and promote deeper connections to learning. Furthermore, instructors can design the form in segments, or the segmenting principle, and only post chunks of learning in order to not overwhelm the learner with too much information. The learner can also use navigation, headings, and web buttons to move their learning forward at their own pace, which supports the learner-controlled principle. Different question types can be used with Google Forms, including ones to encourage problem solving, critical thinking, and metacognition, which relates to thinking skills principle. Finally, Google Forms can be used in pre-training to help assess content knowledge before starting a new unit in an online module, as well as the regular practice principle to support students as they build their knowledge over time. And again, all of these principles by Clark and Mayer. So now let's go see how it works. So I've set up a small egg card with two questions, and just to show you how easy it is to insert different things, we'll start by putting an image in, by adding image, and I already have an exit for exit card. These are all Creative Commons approved, and I can just put in an image. And of course, it can be resized to suit my needs. Don't need it that big. And then I want to drag it up, so it's up at the top. And then I have two questions that I put in. What new idea did you learn today? Now, if I go over to the drop-down arrow over here, I have all sorts of options. But in this case, because of the open-endedness of the question, it can be a paragraph response. And I've also made it a required question so that students have to answer it before moving on. The second question I asked are, what are you still wondering about? And again, I made that a paragraph response because I want them to be able to explain exactly what they're thinking about after a particular lesson or day, and I made it a required question. At the side here, this is where I can add questions, text, images, and video, and that's pretty much it for a Google form. I can preview what my form looks like by going up to the eye, and it just shows me what a final form to my students would look like. I can just click back, and then to send it, I go to send. Because I'd be embedding this in my online learning course, I would just take the embed code, or I could email a link to my students, whichever way I like to communicate with them. And that is how you do a Google form. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you.